Be a part of the best pro wrestling podcast today by supporting the Going In Raw Patreon. You can enjoy access to the live taping of the show, exclusive merchandise, and patron-only episodes, and so much more. Support Going In Raw today. Click the link in the description. Hey, friendo, Steve here.
And Larson.
And welcome to Going In Raw Countout, the premier wrestling countdown show podcast. I wonder if there are any other podcasts that
are wrestling top 10 podcasts.
There can't. I don't think there is. I don't think there can be. I mean, there can be. I just
be.
don't think there are. I don't think anybody has taken the top 10 list format and turned it into a rambling conversation that lasts 45 minutes.
At least not on a weekly basis, no. I'm sure it's happened
not
before.
Not on a bi-week. It's bi-weekly?
Semi-weekly.
Semi-weekly?
It's twice a week,
Twice? Bi-weekly is every 2 weeks.
Yes.
We do semi-weekly.
Yeah.
The weekend countdown show every Saturday and Sunday here at youtube.com/Stephen Larson. Also in audio podcast format wherever wonderful podcasts are available. Ooh, we got my phone. I can find out where we are.
You can check now.
I can find out where we are.
You weren't able to check Monday when we did our TLC recap, and now you can check.
Monday, went back on Monday when we did that. Let's see here. Why are we doing... Oh, yeah, today, if you clicked on this completely blind... and you don't know why or you just looked at the thumbnail and have no idea. This is actors, wrestlers who have turned into actors.
Wrestlers who have acted.
Wrestlers who have acted.
And we thought of doing this because John Cena
is hosting Saturday Night Live tonight. The night that this is going live on our channel.
And he also recently got cast in a movie.
Yes.
He does
We're at
TV.
102.
Cool.
So you guys, if you hit that subscribe and download button, and of course, remember on YouTube nowadays, the hot thing is to smash that like button. Smash it. Yeah.
So Cena,
yeah.
He is right now probably amongst wrestlers currently active, kind of at the forefront of wrestling and doing Hollywood stuff.
Yeah,
movies, TV.
He's thus far, up until very recently, he was like very half and half. Like these now though, like over the past couple months. Let's
save some of this for an entry further on.
Okay.
All right.
Well,
should we start with number 10?
This should be number 1, to be honest with you. This is my favorite one. Terry Funk.
Number 10, Terry Funk.
Number 10, Terry Funk. He has been in Roadhouse. He played a character named Morgan.
Yeah, I remember probably back when Roadhouse came out in the late 80s, early 90s, and watching it and thinking it was pretty crazy when Patrick Swayze ripped the guy's throat out.
Yeah.
But I didn't really know who Patrick Swayze's sidekick was.
Yeah.
Until I saw, because I didn't watch NWA or WCW wrestling when I was watching WWF, in the late 80s, early 90s. As far as I knew, wrestling was WWF, nothing else.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Vince was very good at that.
Yes.
He was very good at convincing kids all over the non-southern portions of the United States.
WWF equaled wrestling.
That WWF was the only thing there was.
So it wasn't until later in life, after I knew who Terry Funk was and knew of his career, that I was watching. It's like, oh!
He starts popping up everywhere.
It's Terry Funk!
He starts popping up everywhere. I was watching literally, because like Quantum Leap was one of my favorite shows of all time. And I was watching, maybe 2 months ago, maybe a month ago. It was up late. I was doing something, and I popped it on the Netflix. And there is an episode where he leaps into a professional wrestler from the 60s, I think. And him and his brother were, they portrayed a Soviet Union tag team. But then, of course, the episode, I was telling this off camera, the episode did a really good job of treading this line, because this was back in 90, Quantum Leap was like 89 to 95, I guess. I don't know when it was. When was Quantum Leap? Hold on, I want to know this now. But anyways, it was before, kayfabe was being broken left and right.
Yeah.
And yet they still did a pretty good 89 through 90. Oh, 3. Oh, wow. I thought it was longer than that. That was weird. I thought it was like 5 seasons. Anyways, they did a really good job in the episode of treading that line between work and shoot. They acknowledged that the matches were fake, but the match that Sam was there specifically had traveled back in time to alter was a shoot match between a whole bunch of tag teams, which doesn't make like fucking sense in the real world. But back then it was before they were like, really like, this is before the steroid trial, which is when it was exposed for everybody.
Sorry, number of seasons 5. It is. 89, 90, 91, 92, 93.
Oh, that makes sense.
Sorry, I mean to interrupt you.
No, that's okay. Wait, 89.
It says right there, too.
In 89.
Number of seasons,
90.
5.
No, I know. It's just that sounds like 4 years right there. When you say
know.
89 and 93, it sounds like 4 years.
I know, but you have to include
that
years.
first year.
Both of the years.
That's right. I knew it was 5 seasons. But it was over the
Another red shirt.
Yeah.
We're both wearing red shirts again.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, the last time I wore this was almost a week ago, back on Monday.
Well, it wasn't that shirt. It was a different red shirt.
It was a different red shirt. I've got 2 red shirts.
Twice in
the
1
only
week.
2 red shirts you're ever going to see.
I gave you a red shirt for Christmas one year. It was a Commander Riker shirt.
Oh, it's horribly uncomfortable.
Oh, is it?
It's vastly uncomfortable. Horribly uncomfortable.
Sorry.
I think I wore it like twice, and I was like, I love you, but I can't do this.
Oh, thanks.
I shouldn't have said that. Now I feel vulnerable. So anyways, Terry Funk showed up on that episode of Quantum Leap. He was also in Over the Top.
You told me that he was buddies or is buddies with Sylvester Stallone, well, and that's kind of how he managed to cross over into Hollywood.
In his podcast that he did with Colt Cabana, Colt Cabana has him talk about how he got started in the movie business. And I think it was either Sly called him or he had his people get in contact with Sly because he found out that he was doing maybe he found out that there was a wrestling sequence in Rocky 3. Fuck me, I forget. Check out the Colt Cabana podcast with Terry Funk. There's a million great, amazing stories.
Yeah, there would be wrestling sequences in Rocky 3 because that's where he fought Thunderlips.
Yeah. No, I know. But I was trying to remember if it was because of that or if it was something else that he needs stunts in. I forget what it was.
Yeah.
But there was something wrestling themed, I think, and Rocky 3 is the only thing I could think of.
Yeah. Well, Funk did do stunts for both Rocky 5 and Rambo 3.
Yeah, exactly. But so Stallone was like, that was his introduction, which is kind of crazy. Like Sly Stallone is his introduction into pro wrestling, into movies rather. And then he just ended up showing up in everything. So you have listed, there's not much more than stunts, Quantum Leap, Over the Top, and Roadhouse. But I swear to God, he'd been in more stuff.
His role in Roadhouse is pretty substantial.
It's a pretty meaty role.
He
could have been nominated. Like he literally could have been nominated for an Academy Award in the supporting actor category.
He was good.
Yeah. Filmography, films. Oh, there's much more here. He was in something called Paradise Alley in 1978. Over the Top, Time Stalkers as Bearded Cowboy. Roadhouse, of course. Beyond the Mat, of course.
Yeah.
Because that was a documentary.
Yeah.
He was in Friday Night Lights as a fan, uncredited. Well, that was big, that's Texas. He's from Texas.
Yeah.
And then he was in The Ringer as Frankie. What's The Ringer? Oh, that Johnny Knoxville.
Oh,
that unfortunate Johnny Knoxville movie. But then he was also in a couple TV episodes here. He was in Briscoe County. He was in the pilot for Briscoe County. I loved Briscoe County Jr.
He was in Swamp Thing, too.
He was in Swamp Thing, Tequila and Benetti. As they're in a recur, he was in 11 episodes of Tequila and Benetti, whatever the hell that is. Oh my God, it's Tango and Cash, but it's not Tango and Cash.
No, Turner and Hooch.
Tango
and Cash was Stallone and Kurt Russell, yeah.
I thought Kurt Russell was a dog. He was in an episode of Thunder in Paradise, so evidently he got along with Hulk Hogan. And then he was in an episode of Beyond Belief Fact or Fiction. I think that was the one that Commander Riker hosted.
Yeah, I remember that.
That was all about myths and stuff. I love it. That's great. So yeah, Terry Funk, he's amazing. Number 9. Kevin Nash. Big Sexy himself. Big Sexy the Giant Killer. Diesel. Kevin Nash.
I think most prominently he is known, besides his accomplishments in the wrestling ring, as for his role as Tarzan in the Magic Mike films.
Yeah, man. People love those Magic Mike films. Have you seen any of the Magic Mike films?
I've seen a little bit of the first one.
What'd you think of it? I haven't watched any of it. I'm a huge mark for Soderbergh. I love Soderbergh.
Yeah, it's okay.
Yeah. I haven't seen this, though. Maybe I should. Is there any nudity that isn't men in it?
I don't know.
Is there dingus in it?
I don't know. I didn't see enough to...
It's always weird when dingus shows up in mainstream films. I would think there's no dingus in it. It had pretty heavy movie from what I understand. Like, not the out-and-out, female-pleasing movie. I hear that it's kind of...
got some complexity to it.
Well, it's Soderbergh, man. I love that.
But I think Soderbergh didn't direct the second one, I don't believe.
No, I don't think so. But I think he produced it. Didn't he lens it? Wasn't he cinematographer on it or something?
Maybe, I'll check.
I thought he did. Anyways, he was also in The Punisher. He was in Grandma's Boy. I remember that. He played a mover. He was making fun of something, or he was evicting something, or he was a repo guy maybe of some sort. He was in something called DOA. What the hell's that?
Remember DOA, Dead or Alive, the fighting game, also known as Dead or Alive Beach Volleyball?
Yeah, sure.
They made a movie.
Oh, I didn't know that.
And he was in that briefly, along with Jamie Presley.
Prior to Magic Mike, though, his most infamous role was as Super Shredder.
Yeah.
Or Shredder. Is it just Shredder?
No,
or
Super
Shredder? Is he different from Shredder?
Taller, I think.
Did he powerbomb any of the Ninja Turtles? He was in TMNT too.
I don't recall.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles too.
What I remember most about that movie is Vanilla Ice.
Oh man, that was great. Who was didn't Hammer do the first one? No? In the first movie there was no rap song?
I don't think so.
Really?
Am I getting things confused?
Probably. There's so much to know. TMNT 1990. No, it was 87 or 90. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. No. Well, it's number 2 is Secret of the Ooze.
Yeah, that's the one with Vanilla Ice.
The first one?
No, the second one.
No, I'm looking at the first one.
Oh, was it the first
one? Oh my God, that movie made $200 million off a budget of $13 million. No wonder they made a second one.
No, it's the second one, yeah.
No, I know, but didn't somebody... Oh, soundtrack. Here we go. Wasn't there the original motion picture soundtrack? Well, there wasn't a rap song?
I don't remember.
MC Hammer!
Oh, okay.
I don't know if this is specifically for the movie, but it's called This Is What We Do.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh man, who are these people? This is great. Anyways, MC Hammer, a bunch of other people. High Tech 3? Have you heard of High Tech 3?
We'll go back. Oh, I know Pump Up the Jam.
Everybody knows Pump Up the Jam. Where is that? Oh, no, is that who they did? Is that what they did?
Yeah, click on it.
Pump Up the Jam, pump it up. Oh, together with vocalist Ya Kid K, he produced the hit single Pump Up the Jam. Anyways. So, who is Kevin Nash?
Kevin Nash.
Kevin Nash, number 9. Number 8.
8.
Hulk Hogan, brother. Why is he not number 1? He was Thunderlips in Rocky 3.
Yeah, I know.
He had his own show, Thunder in Paradise, on
I know,
TNT.
But apart from a handful of cameos...
It was all crap.
Yes.
It was all crap, man.
No, I think we both agree his finest cinematic work was...
Oh, yeah, Muppets from Space.
Muppets from Space. His cameo in that movie.
That movie's fucking great.
Yeah, it is. He also has a very short but awesome cameo in Gremlins 2.
Really?
Yeah.
I did not. I haven't seen that movie.
That movie is...
I don't know if I've ever seen it.
Off the wall.
I was in...
No, because the first movie, it's got a very structured plot.
It's such a solid flick.
And the second one is all over the place.
Yeah.
Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure is a very compact narrative, easy to follow. Doesn't really take a whole lot of tangents.
Which one do you like better in terms of Bill and Ted? I like the second one better. It's so dark.
I was just about to compare Gremlins 2 to the second Bill and Ted's. It's all over the place.
Back then, it was like, what? Let's take the craziest shit that we think people liked about the first one and like Back to the Future. And you and I think 2 is your favorite one, right?
It's similar. This is similar. They just throw a bunch of stuff up there and hope it works.
Like, who the fuck introduces alternate timelines to a mainstream film?
I know.
It's so bizarre.
Like Gremlins 2 has a musical number.
Oh, yeah.
There's this part where they're...
Joe Dante directed.
Yeah.
That's what I thought of.
Yeah, he did the first one, too.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
They're in a movie theater, and the film starts ripping up. Mm-hmm. And Hogan's in the theater and cuts a promo about the Gremlins messing up his movie-going experience.
Really?
Yeah.
Like a Hogan-esque promo?
Yeah, he's in character.
Oh, my God. That's fantastic. He was also in Mr. Nanny. Of course, he starred in No Holds Barred.
Yeah.
Zeus, probably kind of eligible-ish, but he was an actor first and then turned, like, he took his Zeus character from No Holds Barred. Am I right about this?
Yeah.
He took his character from No Holds Barred, Tiny Lister.
Yeah.
Is that one? Or Lister. Debo.
Yeah.
Dude, he'll always be Debo.
I know.
He was the fucking best as Debo.
I know.
God, I love him.
But yeah, the WWE took his character from No Holds Barred, brought him into WWF for a while. There was a tag team match with Macho Man and
Zeus.
Zeus.
It was like a big pay-per-view.
SummerSlam.
Yeah, SummerSlam.
1 year against Hogan, and I don't remember who Hogan's partner was.
I think it was wasn't the Barber?
Yeah, that's what I thought.
It was
Beefcake.
Wasn't it Beefcake? Suburban Commando. That was like an attempt at a mainstream crossover movie.
Well, both that and Mr. Nanny.
And Mr. Nanny
were both attempts at mainstream comedies. They just weren't very good.
Yeah. Suburban
And,
Commando.
of course, Rocky 3 was what really, even before he went to WWF and became a huge star, brought him to prominence.
This is like a packed flick. Suburban Commando had Christopher Lloyd and Shelley Duvall in it. She's kind of fallen on hard times. But yeah, and then Rocky Thunderlips, that was his breakout.
Yep.
That was his big. That started Hulkamania.
Yep.
Sylvester Stallone started. And so Sylvester Stallone went ahead and inducted Hulk Hogan into the Hall of Fame.
Correct.
That's brisk, baby. I can't go as low anymore for Sylvester. I used to do a pretty decent Stallone. It was basically Number 7. Batista. Have you seen the trailer for the new Guardians movie?
I haven't yet.
Oh man, he's got the greatest punchline at the end. It's so good. It looks fun. It looks like you like the first one.
Yeah, it was a fun movie.
The second one looks like Gremlins 2. They like threw a bunch more shit into it, all over the place. And I won't spoil it for you, but he steals the trailer.
Well, I thought he was the highlight of the first movie.
He almost stole the first one.
Yeah.
Might have, because you totally didn't expect that from his type of character. He was supposed to be the big muscle guy.
Yeah.
But Batista, who would have thought? Like, I was never a Batista guy. But that dude, it's funny because I was never a Batista guy. I tuned out right before he went heel and was such a good heel, like in his later days.
Yeah.
In the WWF or WWE. But when he turned face and went up against Triple H, I, along with everybody else, saw, oh wow, this guy's got a bit more than we all thought he did. Yeah. In terms of like the layers and complete. It's like you look at him and you're like, this guy is just your regular Vince guy, big bodybuilder guy. And then I won because when he came back for the Rumble was pre Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yeah.
And Guardians blew him up.
Yeah. And
that movie blew him up.
Shortly before the movie came out or shortly after, that he was like, okay, I'm done with wrestling.
I think it was, I'm pretty sure that his experience then, like after WrestleMania, probably was like.
But he stuck around for a little while after WrestleMania.
A little while, yeah. But I think his movie didn't come out until after he had left. And it wasn't until after the movie came out that he felt free to openly talk about it. And it's funny because when he talked shit about his experience this last time, he was so like diplomatic and articulate about it. He was like, they just had different plans, but he said, if I come back, it's going to be on different. Now it's definitely going to be on different terms because. And now I wonder if the audience reception to Batista would be significantly different.
Oh, I'm sure it would be.
Than it was before.
And it'd be fascinating if given the success he's had in movies thus far, if he came back and, as he wanted to last time, come back as a heel.
I don't know if he could now. Maybe he could. But God damn it, he's so good as Drax. It actually kind of bums me out. Maybe it just hasn't been on a schedule. I know Spectre didn't have quite, the James Bond movie didn't have quite, I think, the shine
that the previous one did. Skyfall.
That Skyfall did. Skyfall was like and I know Spectre did really well.
Yeah.
But Skyfall, everybody pointed at that movie was like, oh my God, it was a really good James Bond. They're all boring to me, man.
I couldn't get through Skyfall.
I think I might have got through it, but man, it was a fucking chore. The first one with Daniel Craig I thought was pretty decent.
Oh, Casino Royale.
Casino Royale I thought was good.
Yeah, it was okay.
Yeah, I thought that was, in terms of being a Bond movie, because it's weird. I love the idea of Bond, but I'm not sure I can point to a Bond movie and be like, oh, what a fucking great movie.
Oh, no.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Or even like, man, I'm wildly entertained by this. I stayed awake during Casino Royale.
Okay.
But I didn't see any of him in Spectre. I'm surprised that Batista hasn't done more since that first Guardians. Maybe he just hasn't had time. I don't know.
Or maybe he's just being really selective about what roles he takes.
That could be. What does Batista got going on these days? Like, does he have anything planned? I'm glad he didn't take the, because it would have been easy for him to have taken the Gerard Butler approach. He has that major role in 300.
Yeah.
And then he does just a bunch of fucking crap.
Yeah.
Because I can see them as being kind of similar-ish. Look at him. He's such a stud.
I know.
That guy, he cleans up well. Guardians of the Galaxy. Oh, that's right. He was in The Man with the Iron Fist. I remember that.
Oh, yeah.
He's going to be, of course he's going to be in Infinity War. He's going to steal that fucking movie.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, is he in the next Blade Runner?
Yeah.
Oh, man. That's
right.
Fantastic. Good for him.
Yeah.
What a great movie to be. Gosling's in that, isn't he?
Yep.
Oh, somebody else, too, recently was cast in that. Jared Leto's in it?
Yeah.
Ooh, that's right. Harrison Ford's back for it.
Well, you got to have Deckard in it.
Number 6.
6.
Jesse Ventura. Do you know why?
Why?
Because he was in like every movie in the late 1980s. That's why.
Well, there's 2 movies he was in back to back with Arnold.
Yeah, fuck you.
Predator.
He was in Predator.
One of the 5 best action movies ever made.
Oh, for sure.
And then also The Running Man, one of Steve's favorite action movies ever made.
I don't know why I have to clarify this one.
Well, you really like The Running Man.
I am so torn. There are multiple Arnold movies that I have no idea which to choose for the best one. It always has to go back to Predator. Predator is like the best one.
Yeah.
But then there's Predator. There's also The Running Man,
which Total Recall.
Total Recall is an amazing movie. The Running Man is such a great... Running Man does such a great job world building. I mean, Total Recall does too. It does a magnificent job. But being sort of like a lower budget sci-fi big action movie, big Arnold movie, that does such a great job of encapsulating like the near future.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And it's so cynical. It's so dark. But it also features the one time when Arnold gets verbally punked out. And it's by fucking Richard Dawson, of all people, when he says, Arnold turns to him and says, "I'll be back." And then Dawson says,
"Only in the reruns."
And then he gets the button, he fucking shoots him off to his death, basically. Anyways, get back to Jesse Ventura. I told you this earlier. I had on, I think it's called Decades TV. It's one of these weird antenna TV things.
I've never heard of that before.
And an old episode. Remember Hunter with Fred Dreyer?
I do.
Dreyer? I think it's Dreyer.
Yeah, I think it's Dreyer.
I like Fred Dreyer. I'm surprised he didn't have a bigger career.
I know. He was a former football player.
I know. Boatloads of charisma.
Yeah.
Hunter was a great show because it was like the anti-Miami Vice.
Yeah.
And because he would always drive crap car. Like if like Miami Vice was like a fantasy for cops. Hunter is like how it was.
Do you remember Jesse Ventura being in Ricochet? The Denzel Washington movie with John Lithgow?
I don't remember.
And Ice-T?
I don't remember ever seeing Ricochet, but that cast sounds amazing.
It does.
That does sound great. And then, of course, Jesse became the governor of Minnesota.
Yeah, and then he went on to host at least one TV show.
Oh, man, that's right. Conspiracy theory. Yeah. Number 5. Roddy Piper.
His role in They Live is quite possibly the most iconic role any wrestler's probably had in a movie.
Man, it's
with one possible exception.
With one possible exception at number 2 here.
Yeah.
Look, They Live is a classic sci-fi, cheesy classic sci-fi movie.
Directed and written by John Carpenter.
I love Carpenter. And, of course, him and Keith David play allies. But there's an infamous 20-minute fight scene.
Over a pair of sunglasses. Roddy Piper says, "Put these on so, the sunglasses allow you to see the aliens." All the Shepard Fairey designed aliens. He designed all that stuff when he was 5 years old. And Keith David said, "I'm not going to put them on." That's good.
That's a good Keith David.
Yeah.
"I'm not going to put them on." And
then they fight.
They fight for, I swear, it's 20 minutes of the movie.
Yeah.
It's like almost a third of the movie. They fight.
Probably a quarter.
Probably a quarter of the movie. They fight. It's great. One fight. And eventually he does, and he sees what the fuck he's talking about. So listen to Roddy Piper. They Live. Fantastic movie. And that's all you need. I mean, I know he's done other stuff.
Yeah.
But that is the one that justifies him being on here.
Absolutely.
What is the famous line of his? "I came here to kick ass and chew bubblegum, and I'm all out of bubblegum."
That's it.
Yeah.
That's it.
Number 4.
4.
John Cena.
Yeah, I told you to hold your John Cena comments until the John Cena entry. So now is the time.
Well, John Cena, so up until very recently, it's like a couple of months ago, in July, he was drafted to the SmackDown brand because they needed the star power.
Yes.
But as we've seen, that hasn't really, I don't think, turned out the way I would imagine creative expected it to, because he's like never here.
I know.
He's never around.
I know.
And, his whole rivalry with The Rock started because he was like, well, Rock is never there. It's like, John Cena, you're never there. And then there's that rumor that he was pissed off about Goldberg.
Yeah.
And it's like, John, you're never there. Like, the last time we saw him was at No Mercy.
Yeah. He hasn't been on TV since.
He hasn't been on TV since then. And we're not even sure if he's probably going to be at the Rumble. I imagine he's going to fight Taker
at WrestleMania.
Yeah,
I would think
that sounds about right. Anyways, he's hosting Saturday Night Live tonight.
Well, let's start at the beginning for John Cena. His movie career began in 2006 in The Marine.
Well, this is great. Okay, so this is a great time to talk about why The Miz, Randy Orton, They're in it. Stone Cold Steve Austin on it because mainly they do these like direct to DVD WWE
films.
Studios, WWE films movies, still studios movies, which aren't real movies.
Some of them have been
one of them
released theatrically.
The one with Halle Berry was a massive hit.
Yeah, the one with Colin Farrell and Wade Barrett was in it for a little bit.
Yeah,
I think that got decent reviews.
Did it?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know.
I think so.
I don't remember that one.
But there's been a lot of them. Like was it The Chaperone with Triple H?
Oh my god!
Direct to DVD.
Yeah.
What was the one with Dolph?
Oh, Dolph. Oh, that weird one.
Yeah.
Where he was like a cop, but he was there at the that's like the laziest fucking movie WWE can make. It's a cop movie, but they just shot it like at backstage at a Raw one night.
Well, not one night. You know, it takes a couple months to shoot a movie typically.
And like Rusev had a gun.
Yeah,
we should watch that.
I know,
just to check it out.
We should do a review.
We should do a review on it.
But yeah, the Marine kind of kicked off. It seemed like all these WWE movies.
The Marine was like, it kind of felt like, oh, the Marine could be a legit movie. But then they did like a bunch of other ones with The Miz. And then didn't like WWE get the rights to that Owen Wilson action movie? And they put The Miz in the role for the sequel. It was like that. He was like stranded beyond the borders or some shit like that.
Behind Enemy Lines?
Yeah, Enemy Lines.
I don't remember that at all.
Enemy Lines. Hold on a second.
Well, then Cena was also in 12 Rounds. And then wasn't Randy Orton in the sequel
Behind
to that?
Enemy Lines 2. Who's in it? Axis of Evil with who? Who's in it? Maybe it's 3. Who is that? Starring Nicholas Gonzalez. Who the fuck are you? Let's see if there's a third one. Sequels. 2 direct-to-video. Yeah, it was Mr. Anderson. That's right. SEAL Team 8.
That's right.
He was in Behind Enemy Lines Columbia. And then SEAL Team 8 Behind Enemy Lines is with Tom Sizemore. Did you ever see a sex tape?
No.
Really gross and really weird. Yeah, Mr. Anderson. He ain't on this list.
Nope. Let's talk about Trainwreck.
Oh my God, John Cena is a marvel. That's why I'm really looking forward to Saturday Night Live. He is a marvelous comedic actor.
Yes.
I mean, he is on par. What do you think? What do you think is sort of separating him from? Look, number one is gonna be obvious.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that at number one though.
Okay.
Because I'm really curious. I want to know if John Cena can be a number one.
Yeah.
You think so?
Yeah, I think so.
Trainwreck, he was magnificent in.
You saw Sisters, right?
I did, yeah. And they sort of did something a little bit different with him in Sisters. He was like sort of a drug dealer, sort of comedic villainous type. Not really villainous, but he was, I don't know. He was like a drug dealer type guy. He looked like, who's that guy? Jody High Roller? Whatever his face is. Yeah. What's his rap? And then he has like a separate rap name. Something weird. I don't know. I forget what it is.
Yeah, I can't think.
He kind of had that sort of thing to him. The Franco character from Spring Break.
Yeah. John Cena is going to be in a Doug Liman movie next year called The Wall.
Ooh.
An action movie. Well, it looks like it's an action movie.
Doug Liman's good, man.
Yeah. An American sharpshooter is trapped in a standoff with an Iraqi sniper.
Oh, that's going to be good. That's right up John Cena's alley.
Yeah.
And then he's going to be in, this is what I'm most looking forward to, Seth Rogen and Evan Goldberg, the guys behind all, Sausage Party and all those Seth Rogen movies.
Yeah.
What was that one? The interview with Franco. Yeah. They're producing John Cena, like a comedic vehicle for John Cena, where he plays a parent whose 3 daughters are all looking to lose their virginity on prom night. And then him and his wife, played by...
Leslie Mann's in it.
Leslie Mann's in it.
I'm not sure if they're married. It just said there's parents and then 3 daughters.
Okay.
But I don't know if they're all...
It has, like, it's probably going to have that Apatow feeling. All those Rogan movies are sort of from the school of Apatow.
Yeah.
And so you got to imagine that he's basically going to be the featured attraction there, you think.
Yeah.
So that's going to be good. He's going to prevent them from having the sex. So, Cena. We're going to talk about Cena in the number one entry as well. Because there might be some parallels there.
No, I think so.
Number 3.
3.
El Santo.
Yeah.
Now, we're up here in North America, but down there in Mexico, El Santo is straight up a legend in the field of entertainment.
Yep.
And, they obviously have kind of in the same way, comic books and animation are taken as serious, legitimate forms of art form for adults and kids over there, like in Japan, for example.
Lucha Libre is ingrained in the culture of, Mexico, I think, from what I understand, because El Santo starred in something like 1 million movies. 52 movies over there. And he had his funeral was one of the biggest in Mexico when he died. He was a legend. He was an icon.
Yeah.
He was what Hogan wanted to be here.
Yeah.
With all the movies and stuff.
And it's the story of how he got into movies is kind of interesting. In 1952, an artist and editor named Jose G. Cruz started an El Santo comic book. And that same year, he was approached to be in a serial called The Man in the Silver Mask, but he didn't have hopes for its commercial appeal, so he declined.
Right.
And then in 1958, he was agreed to do some movies where he played a sidekick. But then after those 2 movies bombed, it wasn't until 1961 that with Santo versus the Zombies that his film career really went to the next level.
He fought all those different creatures. He fought vampires.
Yeah.
Probably a werewolf, I would imagine.
Yeah.
Wouldn't surprise me. There were other luchadors who crossed over into his movies.
Yeah, Mil Mascaras.
Yeah.
Blue Demon.
Yeah. Conan from the Wolfpack. I don't actually think that's true.
Yeah, I don't know if that's true.
I don't know. I have no idea. It might be. I like this, though, because this is really cool. El Santo and several other masked wrestlers make a brief cameo in the Batman 66 comic series. This is kind of a relatively recent thing DC has done, so he made an appearance there in a comic book where Batman had to go against an evil luchador version of Bane, the guy who broke his back. So that's kind of cool. That's kind of neat.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. So El Santo, like a legit legend.
Yeah.
Number 2.
Andre the Giant.
That's an okay Andre.
You want to be
So Steve doesn't like The Princess Bride.
I don't like that movie.
But you have to agree.
Yeah, I do agree with.
And Andre was pretty good in the movie.
Oh, remember the Anteater cartoon character? That's what I sound like. Oh, you want to?
Oh, yeah.
Get away from me.
Yeah.
Get away from me.
Yeah.
Anyways, Andre the Giant. Yeah. This is, I think, probably with, who did we say this before? Roddy Piper with They Live?
Most iconic character.
Most iconic wrestling character in the movies because, I mean, it's not necessarily I don't like the movie. It doesn't, there are several things, there are several, genres, types of comedy that I just don't find appealing to myself, to my own sensibilities.
Yeah.
And The Princess Bride is corny, and I don't like corny.
It's supposed to be corny.
I understand what it's supposed to be. I know that it's on purpose. It accomplishes its job very well.
Yeah.
I don't like corny.
It's a charming movie.
Charming is subjective.
I interviewed Peter Falk years ago.
Some people find snuff films charming. I don't. Not me personally. But I don't find The Princess Bride charming in the same manner that I wouldn't find a snuff film charming. You interviewed Columbo. Continue.
Yeah. And it was around the time they had some special edition of The Princess Bride.
Did he ask you where you were at the time of the death? When were you?
Yeah. So I asked him his thoughts on the movie because I've been a fan of the movie since my youth.
Yeah, good question.
And he said it was a movie without a flaw.
Yeah, except it doesn't appeal. It was corny. It doesn't appeal to me.
I guess the one flaw is it didn't appeal to Steve. Sorry.
Don't be defensive about it. I don't have to like everything. That was a very defensive, snarky comment.
Literally, I think the only person I've ever met that doesn't at least appreciate.
No, I met others.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
I guarantee our YouTube comments will be filled with people who are like, yeah, I'm not into it. Not into it. One reason why you shouldn't like this is because Hilton is so hardcore into this movie because of Andre the Giant.
Well, that's not. I like the movie, but it's not just because of Andre. Andre is great.
Yeah.
He's really good in this movie.
He's really good in this movie. Again, taking their pieces, the movie, I like what everybody's doing.
Yeah.
Except, what I realize? I don't know why, but I'm not a huge Billy Crystal fan. I don't know why.
Okay.
I think he's too 80s for me.
Okay.
But yet I like his Saturday Night Live work. I don't get it. It's weird. But I love Martin Short. Martin Short's great. Remember Grimley?
Yeah. Yeah. You love Christopher Guest.
I love Christopher Guest. He's in this, really? Who does he play in this?
He's the six-fingered man.
Oh, man. I love Christopher Guest.
You didn't know he was in this movie?
Yeah, I think I knew. If you had posed the question to me, is Christopher Guest in front? I said, yeah.
He's the secondary villain, depending on which protagonist you're talking about.
Yeah. Carrie Elwes, he's in it.
Yeah.
And Sean Penn. Oh, and
Sean Penn?
Sean Penn's wife.
Yes. Robin Wright.
She's Mrs.
Underwood. Yeah.
She's running for vice president.
Yep.
That's right.
Andre's great in the movie. The movie's great. Andre was, I don't remember him in Conan the Destroyer.
God,
He's an uncredited role. I've seen the movie.
Hey.
I don't remember.
Listen to me.
And I thought you'd like this. He was in an episode of The Greatest American Hero.
Man, that's crazy.
And he was in 2 episodes of The $6 Million Man. He was also in a lot of wrestling-themed movies that were released in the 70s.
Oh, yeah. It'd be a shame. I don't know if you looked this up or not. Was he ever in the A-Team?
I don't believe so.
That's weird. You'd think that Andre would have made one appearance in the A-Team. Or was he ever in shit? I had another one on top of my head. Or top of my
80s TV shows?
Yeah. Like
Airwolf?
I don't no. God, he's way above that.
Knight Rider.
I don't see him in Knight Rider. So I thought Knight Rider too. I don't see him in Knight Rider. But I saw him in I could see him in The Greatest American Hero.
Saint Elsewhere.
No, that's just weird. Cheers. Hey, Sam, can I get a drink? I'll have a whole, like a bucket of
I'll have
beer.
your bar.
I'll have your bar. God damn it. What was the other 80s? There was another 80s show that I was
The
thinking.
Fall Guy?
No, The Incredible Hulk. He should have been in The Incredible
no,
Hulk.
I don't think he was. He wasn't the Fall Guy, though.
The Fall Guy? Which one was the Fall Guy?
Lee Majors.
That's a $6 million man.
No, that's 2 different shows.
Oh, the Fall Guy he was a stunt guy.
Yeah.
The Fall Guy. It'd be great if he was the same character. Like the $6 million man after he was done doing whatever.
After he was finished being on the run.
Yeah, he was on the run to that.
He took up a career as a stuntman.
That's
because,
right.
You know, he's enhanced in some way?
Yeah.
Is it
they put $6 million worth of technology.
Yeah.
Fall
make a
Guy.
perfect stuntman.
Hold on. I want to say the Fall Guy had a great theme song.
It did.
Lee Majors is amazing.
Yeah.
Lee Majors is great.
He was great.
Yeah. Anyways, I like that he was in 2 episodes of $1 Million Man? Andre the Giant was?
Yeah.
Wow.
$6 Million Man. He played a
$6
character
million.
named...
What did I just call him?
$1 Million Man.
He was in an episode of the
Yeah, Andre played a character named Bigfoot.
Oh, no, my Bigfoot. Look at my Bigfoot.
And he was the monster in The Greatest American Hero.
He was the monster.
Yeah, that was his character's name.
I feel like that monster should have also been in The Incredible Hulk. Like, same character. All those TV shows should have been like one giant shared universe. 80s TV show.
That'd be great. I mean, I would be surprised if someone does a movie universe based on 80s TV.
I mean, isn't it all just Stephen J. Cannell?
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure it's all just
a lot of it
him.
is.
Or Sidhu Busit. Only old people get that. Number one, obviously, if you smell what The Rock is cooking. Now,
the top movie star in the entire world right now.
Currently on the cover of Sports Illustrated.
The world's sexiest man.
And he's the world's sexiest. His publicity team is on overtime right now. They're doing wonders.
Well, he has his own YouTube channel.
Oh, yeah. It had like 1 million subs in
I don't know
how
I don't know how Dwayne Johnson sleeps.
I have no idea.
He's up 4 a.m, working out, eating cod.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And he apparently just stays busy all day. He has Ballers, his TV show.
Yeah.
He's usually in at least 2 movies every year.
Yeah, how is he in an HBO show also? That's
I know.
Crazy. I know. That's
and then he still pops up on WWE programming from time to time.
Yeah.
The schedule he keeps is insane.
Absolutely insane. Now, let me ask you this, because this is what I was asking you. Do you think John Cena can ever be at The Rock's level?
Yeah.
But he would have to compromise his WWE career completely.
Yep.
And he's not going to get there doing shit like American Grit. No. I've never even heard of that fucking. You had.
It's a reality show or a competition show.
He's not going to get there doing that.
No, something tells me that American Grit just appeals to him.
Oh, yeah.
On a personal level.
Yeah.
And that's why he does it.
But I tell you, man, being in movies with Doug Liman, or being directed by Doug Liman, and being in Seth Rogen comedies in a featured role like that, that could launch him to that next level.
Especially for Cena if he keeps, putting forth quality performances like he did in Trainwreck, like he did.
He's great in
Sisters.
Yeah, he's great. But The Rock, I mean, who would have thought? Yeah, I'm still so. It's still like it's not real. Like The Rock, the dude that we came up with, the guy that we saw from when he was very first starting to strike fire, to strike, to strike it big in the WWE. And then we saw him in Scorpion King or The Mummy, whatever it was. He was in The Mummy and then Scorpion King.
He's tended to focus on action movies, but he was in Southland Tales.
Well, that's the thing. He's
taken some chances.
He had such a slow road. If you think about it, it's been 15 years.
Yeah.
And he has taken his time to get to this point where he can be in San Andreas, which is basically a crap movie, but because of the sheer force of his charisma, it's a really fun movie.
Yeah.
It is a really fun movie. It's like, you had a bunch of CG vomit on the screen. That's one thing. But you throw The Rock in there, it's like, oh, cool. I've got somebody that I really, really like battling earthquakes.
Yeah.
And you're really into it. Like, I watched that one in the theaters. I think one of the stepkids wanted to see it, so I took him.
You remember his short part in The Other Guys?
Yeah.
That was
him and
great.
Sam Jackson. It
that
was amazing.
So funny.
It was so good.
That was so good.
That was so awesome. I heard they were thinking of doing a spinoff with just those characters.
Oh, that'd be
How
great.
How great would that movie be? Get Adam McKay back to direct it?
That'd be so awesome.
That'd be fantastic. Fucking love The Rock. He's great. And I bitch about him showing up at WrestleMania because I just think that it's always just fucking weird and odd when he comes back. But in terms of like his movie career, he's fucking great.
He has 3 movies coming out in 2017.
Oh my God. He's part of the DC universe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He has Fast 8.
Yeah. Oh,
huge franchise.
Massive franchise.
That seems to have gone to the next level once he became part of it.
Yeah, it did. Yeah.
Baywatch. And then
Baywatch is going to be... What's the pedigree behind Baywatch? Who's producing that?
Let me check. Seth Gordon, the guy that directed King of Kong.
Yeah. Well, he also did the High Times. No, not High Times. What was that? The Medieval Times one.
No, you're thinking of somebody else.
Oh, yeah, I'm thinking of
David Gordon Green.
David Gordon Green, okay. All right.
Oh, yeah, Zac Efron is in Baywatch, too.
But I imagine they're going to play that up comedically, right?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
And then he's got Jumanji coming out in 2017 as well. And he's already got 2 movies announced for 2018.
I don't know how he does it.
I don't know either. And he has Ballers.
Oh, he did. Ooh. Oh, he was an executive producer on Pixels. So he probably just had the...
Oh, what else did Seth Gordon do?
Oh, he did Horrible Bosses.
Oh, okay.
That was a fun movie.
I think he was attached... Seth Gordon was attached to do the Uncharted movie at one point.
Oh.
I believe.
All right. That's good.
So anyways, The Rock, top wrestler turned actor, top acting wrestler, top
he made like
wrestler,
$65 million last year.
A lot of money.
Something like that.
He made a lot of money.
A huge amount of money. And he seems, on top of all that, he actually seems like a pretty decent guy.
Yeah.
And
he could be our president one day.
I would, if he ran, I would vote for him. It's The Rock. Because, he's a smart guy. All I really care about is that there's a smart guy there. That's all or a smart person.
A smart, reasonable guy.
Exactly.
Or woman.
A smart person.
Yes.
And it doesn't help. Like, could you imagine him walking into a meeting with, like, other country? Like, they're all going to bow before The Rock. He's The Rock as our president. That's going to be amazing.
Do you think in his inauguration address he'll either say, "Smell what The Rock is cooking," the people's president?
He's going to say, "A lot of people doubted that I could be here, but it doesn't matter what they thought."
There you go.
He's going to say...
Work all his catchphrases into his address.
They're going to go to the head of Syria, Assad, and say, "What's your name?" It doesn't matter what your name is. Stop bombing your own people. Anyways, Rock. President Rock. It's going to be great. And he's our number one wrestler turned actor. Of course, there's plenty others out. The Miz, he did stuff, but we talked about the WWE studio movie. They don't really count. But if we missed any, by all means, put them in the comments.
Yeah, there's been a lot of wrestlers who've had good careers working in movies and TV. Edge,
yeah.
Randy Orton's been in some movies. He's in the Shooter, that new USA show. He had a role in that.
Yeah, that's right.
Triple H, you mentioned him. He's been in some movies.
Yeah, a couple, yeah.
You said The Miz. Dean Ambrose was in a movie.
Yeah, again.
Dolph Ziggler.
Dolph Ziggler was in a WWE movie about the WWE.
Or somehow he's
Dolph Ziggler and he's a cop. Is that what in his universe did Dolph Ziggler exist? I don't get it.
No, I don't think so.
Okay.
He was just a cop.
He's just a cop.
But everybody else, all his coworkers existed. So it's so confusing.
We have to watch that and just figure out if there's some sort of indication.
It'd be really funny
what universe that's in.
It'd be really funny if he was Dolph, but he was also an undercover cop.
But he just
that seems like a much better premise for a movie than whatever they probably did.
He wore like a fake goatee or something. No, I know. It'd be great.
Fake goatee.
I don't know. Anyways, that's it for now. For Count Out, and we'll talk to you guys later.
Bye.